was Riddy's birthday, and the house was full of laughter, music, and the sound of wrapping paper being torn open. Friends and family had gathered to celebrate. Gifts piled up on the table, colorful boxes, gift bags, ribbons, and cards filled with warm wishes. Almost every present came with a little note tucked inside. But strangely, many of those notes had the same line written on them. Never leave it alone. At first no one thought much of it. They assumed it was just a joke. Something silly her friends planned together, until Riddy opened the last gift. It was an old doll, not the shiny, store-bought kind. This one looked aged. Its dress was faded, lace yellowed with time. Its glassy eyes were too realistic, too aware. The tag on the box said it had come from an antique shop across town. The moment Riddy touched it, she remembered the shopkeeper. An elderly man with a strange smile and eyes that didn't blink enough. When he handed her the doll, he had said only one thing: never leave her alone or she'll find a companion herself. Everyone laughed when Riddy told the story. It was just a doll after all. For the first 2 days nothing seemed unusual. The doll sat on Riddy's bedroom table, still, harmless, just another toy. But on the third night, Riddy woke up with a strange feeling, like she was being watched. She turned toward the table. The doll's eyes seemed slightly tilted upward, facing the bed. She told herself she must have remembered it wrong. The next day, she left the doll sitting beside her mirror before going downstairs for lunch. When she came back, the doll was by the window, standing upright. Facing outside, Riddy felt a chill crawl up her spine. She knew she hadn't moved it. That night, she noticed something new. A long scratch across the doll's tiny hand, deep enough to look fresh, but no one in the house had touched it. Still, her parents brushed it off. "You're imagining things," they said. "It's just your mind playing tricks." But then, the house began to change. Plates fell in the kitchen with no one near them. The television in the living room turned on by itself, filling the room with loud, crackling static. At night, Riddy started hearing soft footsteps in the hallway. Not adult footsteps, small ones, like a child slowly walking barefoot. One night, she heard something else. A faint giggle, right outside her bedroom door. She told her mother the next morning, but everyone just smiled and said she had been watching too many scary videos. Then came that night. At exactly 3:15 a.m., Riddy woke to the sound again. A child's laughter, soft, close. She turned on her bedside lamp. The table was empty. The doll was gone. Her heart began pounding as a whisper brushed against her ear. "Play with me." Riddy jumped out of bed and ran to the door. Her hands trembled as she pulled it open. The hallway floor was wet. Teeny footprints led away from her room. Small, bare, like a child had walked through water. But mixed in with the prints were faint red smears. Her breathing became shallow as she followed the trail. It stopped in front of the large mirror at the end of the hallway. She looked at her reflection. She was alone, but then she saw it. Behind her reflection stood the doll. But it wasn't a doll anymore. Its face looked like a child's skull stretched with grey skin. Its eyes were deep and hollow, glowing faintly red. Dark liquid dripped from its mouth. The mirror cracked suddenly, a jagged line splitting her reflection. A voice echoed from everywhere at once. "Once you've seen me, you can't escape," Riddy screamed and ran. She tried the front door locked, back door locked. Windows wouldn't budge. One by one, the lights in the house burst and went out. Darkness swallowed everything. From somewhere in the shadows, the doll's laughter echoed again, closer. Riddy grabbed a flashlight with shaking hands and turned it on. The beam landed directly in front of her. The doll stood there, its eyes glowing red, its head tilted unnaturally to one side. It took one small step forward, then another, its mouth open. "Now you're mine." Riddy's scream tore through the house. Her parents rushed to her room, but when they opened the door, everything was silent. Riddy was gone. Her bed was empty. The window was closed. Nothing was broken. On the table sat the doll still, quiet, but this time its tiny hands were stained red. They searched the entire house, nothing. Then they found her phone on the floor. There was a video recording still open. The video showed Riddy running through the dark hallway, crying, screaming, "Help me, it's alive!" The camera shook violently. Then the doll appeared in the distance, walking slowly toward her. Step by step, it came closer to the camera until its face filled the screen. Its eyes stared directly into the lens, and then the video cut to black. No one ever found Riddy. But people say, if you wake up at 3:15 a.m. and hear a child laughing in your house, It means the Labubu doll has found its way to you. And if you ever look into its eyes, there is no coming back.